So I want to go back. I fear I may have confused you guys a little bit. I was saying that I wanted us to reinforce this concept of how we can graph to find a solution. So I asked you to, when you solved systems by substitution, to go back and check by graphing. Well, I'm going to use this one as an example. We isolated x, so we got x equals 2y minus 6, and then we plugged that into this equation. And we found our solution by substitution. But if I wanted to graph these, I need to get y by itself. So you actually have to go back and sort of start over. And these were my two equations, x minus 2y equals negative 6, and 4 plus 6y equals 4. So remember how we went about getting this by itself. So if I'm going to get y by itself, the first thing I'm going to have to do is subtract x. I think I actually showed you guys you could do it this way. Here's my negative 6. I'm going to need to subtract x in parentheses, and then I'm going to need to divide by negative 2. And then over here, how would I get y by itself? I'm first going to have to subtract 4x. That's my first thing to do, so I need to put it in parentheses, and then I'm going to need to divide by 6. Now, neither one of these would I want to use to substitute. These are kind of yucky expressions in terms of substituting, but they're perfectly fine and efficient ways to rewrite this equation to graph it in our calculators. So now I can go to y equals and type in these expressions, parentheses, negative 6 minus x, end my parentheses, divide by negative 2, and then my other one was parentheses 4 minus 4x, divide by 6. And then I told you guys, let's always start with zoom 6. It's usually a fairly decent window, and I can see my intersection. And how do I find that? I go to calc, intersect, and it asks me, is this my first curve? Yes. Is this my second curve? Yes. And then do I want to make a guess? No, it's why I'm using my calculator. And there's my intersection. And remember what I said to do. You should sketch this. So this was y equals, who has the positive slope? This one does. A negative over a negative is positive. So that has to be negative 6 minus x divided by negative 2. Or actually, you could write it in that form. And this one has to be, you could say, that's 4x plus 6y equals 4. And then here's my intersection, negative 2, 2. And that's a full solution. Here I've solved it by substitution. Here I've checked it by graphing. Okay?